Hi guys, Average Dave here, and this is what you've been waiting for. It is the unboxing of my first ever gaming PC. Quite excited, I'm not gonna lie. I was probably shaking with excitement coming home, and yeah, it's my first foray into the PC world because it's something that I wanted for a very, very, very long time. And don't get me wrong, I've been a console gamer since 92, 93. Mega Drive days, same as the wife behind the camera. Mega Drive, Master System. That's where she started, the Master System. So the reason I went for a PC is because I kind of studied this for about 2 months before actually purchasing this PC. I went through page upon page upon page, like kind of looking up why anybody would buy a gaming PC. Well, put it this way: if you're buying a Series X or a PlayStation 5 by next month, by the end of October, the CPU that's in there, which is based on the Zen 2 architecture, will be not obsolete, but there'll be a Zen 3 architecture coming out from AMD at the end of October. So I will be hoping to upgrade to that next year. So the console side of things, I kind of just wanted my games to look better. I wanted my games to kind of feel better. I wanted to kind of get a better graphical improvement and a better frame rate. And the consoles are locked to a 60 frames per second, whereas this can probably run between 80 and 100. And to me, that is a big difference. The games are smoother, they look better, and that's what I wanted. So, what I've gone for is a cat on the side and around. He wants to be involved, always wants to be involved. So yeah, I've gone for quite a high-end CPU. I've gone for the Ryzen 7 3800X. It's 8-core, 16 threads, so it's on par with the Series X and the PS5. So I'm not losing anything console-wise. As far as the GPU goes, I kind of got the top of the, well, second from bottom of the mid-range graphics cards. I went for a 2060 Super because I'm not really, I kind of pushed it past the budget to get a 2070 or a 2080. I wasn't willing to pay over what I had in mind was my budget for this PC. So I went up one on the CPU because Flight Sim 2020 is quite CPU reliant. So I went up one on the CPU, kept the GPU kind of, well, good, you know, reliable, standard. It's been out for 2 years, so it's, you know, it's gonna be good. So yeah, let's just get straight into it because I'm dying to unbox this thing. So inside here, as well as the GPU and the CPU, we have 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, 3200 megahertz. So it's DDR4 memory, so it's quite up to date. Almost everything in this PC is going to be up to date because I wanted a kind of console equivalent, if not better, of the next generation. So let's just see what we have here. I know I probably opened it on the wrong side, but we're going to have a look anyway. So immediately off the bat, there we go. So I got this PC from PC Specialist, and the reason that I chose these, I went to kind of 3 or 4 different manufacturers of kind of custom build PCs. I wasn't confident enough to build this myself. There's no way I was doing this straight off the bat. There's no way. I wouldn't have been able. So I went with PC Specialist because, one, their customer service is phenomenal. I mean, they kept me up to date day after day after day about the build. It goes through a stress test, a rigorous testing system, goes through quality control, and then you get your hands on it. So they really look after you as regards to the PC. And when I priced my PC on other PC building websites, I'm not going to name any because I'm not bashing any specific website. Basically, I went with PC Specialist because when I priced all this stuff up individually, I think I was 50 or 60 pounds more for these guys to build it and put it together. That's not an awful lot extra to have them build, test, and ship it to you, as well as the great customer service. I wasn't losing anything. They've just been absolutely fantastic, so thank you to them. So yeah, altogether, by the way, if you're thinking of buying a gaming PC, let me just warn you, it's not cheap. What you're getting inside the Series X and the PS5 that's coming out in November is nothing short of miraculous. The cost of the tech that's inside those consoles is absolutely unbelievable for the price you're getting it at. £450 for a Series X. When you try and match that in PC terms, which is what I've done here, as an example, and this is exactly what I wanted to do. This PC set me back £1,500. This is 3 times the cost, if not more, than a current gen console. But the reason that I chose a gaming PC is because I can upgrade almost every component in here. Exactly, that's why I chose it. So basically, the cooling in here is of course a H8EI, so it's liquid cooling on the CPU because it can run a very high temperature. In or around 60 degrees Celsius, so it gets very, very hot, which is why I've included extra fans as well. So this is just all the stuff that's basically came out of the motherboard. The motherboard is a beast, of course it is. It is the Asus X570 gaming motherboard. Of course it has lights on it because if you're getting a gaming PC, like 5% of the reason is because you want lights on it, isn't it? So these are all the spare parts that usually would come with the cooler. So this is kind of stuff from the cooler that came with the CPU. It comes with its own kind of cooling fan, but I went for the Corsair H8EI, so I don't need that cooling fan. A couple of extra bits and pieces that are quite important. These here, thanks to Jay's 2 cents and all his mad videos that I've been watching for the past 2 months, have taught me an awful lot about what to buy. These go onto the CPU just above and below for kind of your standard cooling fans, not your custom ones. Power cable, all the stuff that would have come with all the components just thrown in because we didn't need them, because when you put everything together, that's all that's left over. So we'll get rid of that. Let's dive right into the good stuff. So, is there a cat behind me? Yes, there is. So I'm going to lay this out. Oh my god. Not crush my cat in the process. Yeah, I didn't crush my cat. It's all good. So, yeah, a lot of foam. A lot of foam. The case is a mid-tower, so it's not the biggest of cases. I didn't want a massive case. And of course it has RGB lights on the front, of course it does. It is solid as anything, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it sideways instead. Don't know why I put it down. This has to slide out. Tempered glass side as well, so we can see all the prettiness. I'll keep it on the cardboard, slide it out. And we can get a good look at what this is like. And I've unpacked it upside down, so that says a lot about my first PC build. I can't even open the damn thing. So I'm going to put this back on top and I'll flip it over. That's quite clever actually, it's got like elasticated foam. Flip it over. Try not to break it. Now we're on the right end. So this is what you get. And there we go. So, tempered glass on the side tells you how to kind of remove everything. Obviously, you remove the bag before you turn it on. So I'm just gonna slowly take this off, or quickly. And basically, what it's telling me to do is take off the glass. Which I better do now, if I can take out the foam. Okay, right. Here is the tempered glass side. Got your mesh on the top. This can come off. It's one of these things that's kind of, you have the mesh on top. You can replace that or you can have it off just for the cooling system. It's not meant to be stuck down, it is just kind of loose as it is. So let's figure out how to get this glass panel off, because I do not want to do anything I shouldn't do. So the glass panel, unscrew and remove the side panel. So I was doing the right thing. Good. So I've got a little door here, which I'm going to unscrew. So, have our screws here. So now we're going to get into the good stuff. Tempered glass side panel. Going to remove the foam. And this is what you get inside. So much more room than I expected. So you've got the 2080 or 2060 Super here. This is going to glow green. 4 sticks of Corsair 32GB. Vengeance RGB Pro. Got your Corsair H80i cooler, which goes right on top of the CPU. So this is liquid cooled. I've got a couple of cables over here. That's not bad. Straight across. Half decent cable management. And you've got the extra fans on the side and the power supply on the bottom. So all in all, my memory for this, by the way, is a 1TB SSD and a 512GB NVMe drive. So I'll probably put the likes of Flight Sim and my operating system on the NVMe and leave the SSD for things like Call of Duty, Battlefield 5, things like that. See what I can run it at. So yeah, it's got added Wi-Fi support as well, although I'll be hooked straight up to the router, so that's absolutely fine. Cat not included, by the way. When you move over. You got cat hair in it already, of course you have. So yeah, there is everything inside. One thing I'm not seeing though, and I would imagine is in here, is the SSD hard drive. Now I have gone, another reason why I went for PC Specialist is because they do some of their components on brand. So I got a 1TB SSD, which was PCS, so PC Specialist branded SSD, which does help when you're thinking about cost and cost management. So yeah, I'll put this back on, make sure I've got it lined up right. And what I'll do later on, once I have it all hooked up, is I'll get the RGB going. Because there is an app you can get, a Corsair app, which controls all of your fancy RGB lights. And once I get that installed on the computer, oh god, what have I done? Not clipped it in properly. I'm a newbie, leave me alone. Okay. There we go. Better. Wait till you clip it in. So there it is in all of its glory. It is heavy, it is powerful, and it is going to be, hopefully, a console that will last me, probably more than a decade, not including the upgrades. So yeah, I've gone with the sound card's basic, everything else is kind of basic on it. You've got your USB 3.0, your two USB 2.0s, a headphone microphone jack. You've also got just your LED button for the front. So as I said, the front strip here contains all LED lights which you can control from the top. Normal power button, as I said, for your cooling on top. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, at the back, just before we go, you've got your connections for your graphics card, your DisplayPort, HDMI, VGA, and then up here you have all your component cables. You've got USB, you've got the wireless or the wired router cable in here, Ethernet cable in the back here, and other audio for surround sound. So pretty much everything you need for a gaming setup. So yeah, again, PCS have their own quiet fans here, which are connected to the cooler, so they've kind of doubled up on the fans because the rad is huge. So that's the radiator here, which is absolutely massive. You got the two quiet fans either side of it. So yeah, thanks for watching the unboxing. Hope you enjoyed it. Anything you want to know on my setup, anything that you want to know, just leave it in the comments. Be it on whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And I'll be streaming on this bad boy soon. So thank you and good luck.